Hey guys, Landon Harvey here. I am backstage in my dressing room here at Silver Dollar City. We're doing a bunch of shows till July 4th. LandonHarvey.com to check that out. But I wanted to share this fun video with you from an interview I did with ZoomIn.tv. This was the stuff that didn't make the final cut. And I'm excited to share it with you because it's a little bit more about my story and how I feel about the art of ventriloquism. Enjoy.
I would say, in terms of practicing to become a master ventriloquist, it differs from person to person. I'm always practicing. I don't go in front of a mirror and practice, which is what I used to do. Now I do TikTok live streams for an hour, and I'll bring on the character, and that's more engaging for me. But for the typical ventriloquist, I would say you need to practice to where you get the point where you can say any word you want to, and your technique is flawless. And when you are able to present yourself in front of other people and they don't see the flaws in your technique as a ventriloquist, that's when you know you're good. And then you got to keep practicing so you don't become stagnant and you don't vary from that. You have to always have it down. Some of the characters I've created, and for me, the character creation process starts from different inspirations. I have my main character, Jackie. He's a jackalope. And he has an imaginary friend named Kip, and there's a lot of weird things going on there. But Jackie was created through a voice that I realized I could do, and I have a good friend of mine, Bob Baramba. He said, you know, I've never seen a ventriloquist use a jackalope. And so we went back and forth, and I did some sketches of a cartoony kind of Bugs Bunny and Brer Rabbit inspired jackalope, and that's where Jackie is today. And Jackie is one of my main characters that you'll see on my TikToks and on my other videos. And he's become my staple as a ventriloquist. I also have other characters I'm working on. I have a mime named Marcel, and he's a chubby, failed mime. I have a zombie, a whiny zombie named Bill. And so I'm really trying to do something different in ventriloquism where I don't prey on the typical, you know, the cheeky boy puppet, the old man. I'm trying to do something different. I don't know if it's necessarily avant-garde ventriloquism, but I'm trying to bring my own twist and my own appreciation to the art. I get inspiration from everywhere. Whether I see someone on the street and I think that would be a great puppet or that would be a great character, whether it's in a cartoon and I hear a voice. My good friend Bob Rumba taught me that. He goes, look at the background characters in cartoons because they have unique voices. And so I've been keen on doing that lately. But sometimes it might be an idea that pops into my head before bed, and I'll get out my sketch pad and sketch it out, and I might never build it, but I might have a client that says, hey, I was thinking about this character, and then I go back and I go, well, that's perfect for it. So don't limit how you get your inspiration. Take it from everywhere, whether it's friends or family, or whether you see something on TV. It could be someone you see in real life, or it could be a cartoon. Or it could be a combination of both. You just never know what you can get when you're looking for it. You know, it's really funny because I never got made fun of for being a ventriloquist. I was very small in middle school and high school, and so I got made fun of because I was small and my dummy was the same size as me. Which, you know, it's fine. And I'm glad it happened because, you know, I would see, you know, teenagers in the passing periods and they would make fun of me for being short or whatever, but it got me to the point where I didn't care about what other people thought of me, and I could just kind of focus in on my art and what I was doing. And I think that's a very important thing as an artist because half of what you do is getting the feedback from people, but you should also limit how much that feedback affects you and what you're doing. So it's a give and take relationship with that. I am very blessed. My dad actually did ventriloquism when he was younger, and so he's always been very supportive of what I've done. But he never pushed me to do ventriloquism. Everything I wanted to do with it, you know, whether buying a puppet or buying a backdrop or doing this or going to do a show, he always made me pay for it or made me invest time into doing it. So he could see my love for it and the effort I had to become a good ventriloquist. And I really am appreciative of that. My mom and my sister are very supportive of what they do. They're always in the crowds during shows. And they're always very supportive, whether I'm building a new puppet and showing it to them, or I'm telling them a new joke. I have a very supportive family. I've been on TikTok for about a year, and I think to the outside world that people that aren't used to TikTok, they think it's just girls dancing, and there's a lot of that. But I joined TikTok because I wanted a way to try out jokes that had an organic reach, and so TikTok had that a year ago, a lot more than it did today. So I joined TikTok, and I would do little skits with my puppets for 15, 30 seconds, bring up a puppet, do a joke, and then I'd post it. And it kind of goes back to what I said earlier, in that you have to get to the point where you don't really care if the joke is that funny or if people think it's funny or not, because it's more about how much content you can put out, because you're trying to get the most results back. So that was my approach to it, and I've been able to grow an audience from TikTok that's spilled into my Instagram, into my YouTube, and it's taught me how to make content in different ways that I hadn't thought of exploring before. Terry Fader, a ventriloquist based in Las Vegas, and he won America's Got Talent years ago. He held a Clinton Detweiler scholarship for ventriloquists, and I won that a few years back and was able to attend the annual Vent Haven Ventriloquist Convention, which I had always known of and was never able to attend, so that was very exciting for me. Well, we get in there the day of, and I'm talking to Bob Rumba. This is actually how I met Bob. And I said, I want to be on your show, because he hosts the open mic nights. And he said, oh, you don't want to be on my show. You'll just do your bit and I'll make fun of you. You want to be on the junior mic show, because they'll actually critique you. So he was actually able to get me on the junior mic show. I was the very last act. I think I was the 12th person. And I went up there and killed. And I had people asking for my autograph afterwards, because they had never seen me at the convention. It was really weird for me, but it was an amazing experience, and I ended up winning the first place Junior Mic Award, and then the 2 years after that I won first place, making me the only winner of the first place Vent Haven Junior Mic Competition People's Choice Award 3 years in a row, which is a mouthful. But it's been a really fun thing, and a neat accomplishment to see the growth too. If you look back on those videos on my YouTube, you can see how the characters have changed too, which some of the characters I've performed with in those performances are also characters that I still use today on my TikTok. I think a lot of ventriloquists say that you're performing for the audience, but there's a selfish nature to it. Every comedian is performing for themselves because they love what they do. At least I hope they do. Otherwise, why are you doing it? So I perform because I love it. I love all of the work it takes to get to the one point, and then you go on stage, and when you really just nail it and make them laugh and bring them into your world, you're providing escapism for them, but then you're also seen in a different light, and you're able to bring this laughter and these puppet characters to life, and there's a magic in that, for sure.